His dad said, Ronnie, they asked him, he asked 3 times, is it okay if we move him? I'm going, what are you talking about? They said, well, I thought he was cremated. 10 days later, he's not. And there was a glitch in the fact they didn't really determine he had an aneurysm. Did the fall kill him? What? And I'm going, are you freaking kidding me? This is an accident. It's very simple. I went ballistic, crying the whole 9 yards. At any rate, so don't necessarily assume, never be presumptuous, Doc Mason always told me. Never assume that your loved one has been handled the way you expected it to be. Because it ain't going to happen every time. Didn't happen with mine, 10 days. And then remember something else. Now, there's different religious things going on. You can have them cremated. You can have them in beautiful pine box here and then be cremated. If you want to spend that money, that's fine. Or you can be cheap like me, and you can have a cardboard box. Nobody sees them anyway. You have pictures, memorials. There's nothing wrong with that. It still costs me $3,500. You're talking about the $900? Well, I got a nice vault. Concrete. That cost me $150. And it took me about 25 days to get it after Al was cremated, and after I told them, you know, I got a nice wind chime on the back porch. This is the part that I didn't know about Catholic religion, that they don't want you to separate parts of the body. I'm going, okay. Some people just go, and they're everywhere, so I don't know this. So Marianne says, no, they don't want you to do that. I said, okay. And but I already did that. So he's in a wind chime up here. A little bit of him's up here in a wind chime that chimes at me and yells at me every day, which consoles me. There's a little vial, about like this, that's in his closet that's waiting to go to be put between him and his dad in Maria, Mississippi. Not him and his dad, his mother and his father, because he told his son that's where he wanted to be. And I said, well, you can have this much of them. And then I went one Sunday when the kids, I call them kids, they're in their 40s. Everybody was gone. So I said, okay, you're coming out of the closet, because he was still in that little, the rest of them were still in the closet there. And I said, you're coming out of the closet, it's time. Got the post hole diggers, went to my house, and dug the hole. I have pictures of it that I was sending to my son, so he would know what I was doing after I did it, because he had a heart attack if he'd have been there. Mom, what are you doing? But, so he has a real nice spot now, and I took split face blocks, is what our house is made out of. I don't know what you do in your place, but I'm telling you, he's on our property at the gate when you drive in. And he's got a nice little white picket fence with rose bushes and flowers and everything right there, and there's enough room there for me. I made sure everybody knew that. And how to get in there. Those concrete blocks are not glued together, okay? You just take them off and dig a hole. At any rate, so that's another inexpensive thing that you may or may not could do. I don't know what your rules are here. The other thing that's on here is you want to protect the costs because it's extremely expensive. And a year ago, not a year ago, but a year ago before he died, I canceled a policy, a life insurance policy for $180,000 with Zurich Life because it went from $2,100 a year to $21,000 premium a year. And I have the letter that said, he's healthy. Nothing's going to happen to him. Okay, well, so thanks to the Farm Bureau, we had a farm policy that gave us $2,500 that did not cover his burial expenses. So, luckily Ronnie has credit cards. And he's the one, my husband is the one that put up the first $300 so I could have an American Express card back in '73, so that was a long time ago. Regarding services for your loved ones, you can have a party like we did. You can have, Marianne had a gathering, they had started the fire department over in her part of Washington County, and they had fun time, meet and greet, as she called it, at the fire station, which was good. It was nice. We took pictures. She has the pictures. People signed in. everything. So you can do whatever you want to, and don't let anybody pressure you. If it's you, Elsie, you're the surviving spouse, it's your decision. Let your kids, well, if you have kids, if you have grandkids, and they want to be involved, that's fine, but it's your final decision. Don't let anybody push you around there. It is your decision. Regarding Social Security, the funeral homes now automatically send the notice to the Social Security company, business. Tell them come in here, we're talking about dead people. And they all ate that food.
If they keep eating coffee, we'll have some examples for you.
That's it. So regarding the Social Security, now, I was about to collect my part of Al's Social Security because there is a thing where he was getting his, and I could have half of his and still let mine build up once I became 66. That would have been November 2nd. And he died, according to the paperwork, October 14th. To me, he died October 12th. So guess what? That can hit you hard too, just like it hit Mary Ann. They had 2 Social Security incomes coming into their house. Now she has his. So she lost half of that. Mine, Al's is worth more than mine. So they told me, because you call them, you tell them what you want to do. And your bank routing number, or whatever, you can go online and do it now. But you have a decision you can make. You can either take yours, take theirs, yours builds up, and when yours gets higher amount than the other ones, then you switch over to your own. In other words, Al's got $1,800 a month, I think, $1,804. So if mine got to be $1,904, I'd switch to mine, and then his just goes away. But there's plenty of options with the Social Security. You've got to check and you've got to know what you're doing. And then your life insurance and accident insurance things, if you call up and you say, or you send a letter and you say, I need the form or whatever, fill the form out as quickly as you can, get it to them. Mine was processed very quickly. Mary Ann got a call out of the blue. She didn't even know about this policy because here's another trick. If you're divorced and you're remarried, make sure that life insurance policy is changed from your prior wife to your current wife. It makes people very little testy. I'll tell you. When my husband almost died in 1980 from a car wreck, he had a life insurance policy, and it was in his ex-wife's name. Well, he quickly changed that, but that one went away too. So but there's a lot of variables that you need to think about because that's a touchy situation. I know Mary Ann got this call out of the blue, and she says, what life insurance policy? Because Ed had 2 $5,000 policies, and that was through his veterans thing. So she got that money, but then there was this other that she didn't get. And it's still in question as to who gets it, because it was in the prior wife's name, who's dead also, and she died first. So they're trying to figure out who gets the money. Mary Ann doesn't even know how much it is. That's the other thing. She hadn't figured that part out. She says, "This is $100. Why am I wasting my time?" At any rate, the mortgage holders need to be notified. Now, what I had to do was go down to the courthouse. Like I said, Al had a truck. The truck is now in my name and my son's name because the truck's going to him. We saved money by leaving it, and my name was on that truck. So the tag. We didn't have to replace the tag. If you replace the tag with a new tag, then that's an added expense that you don't really need, but I can drop off that title at any time. But this way, if I die, it's automatically his. Same way with property in Florida. I have 6 acres with a sawmill and a cabin on it that my son Troy works the sawmill. We didn't want any kids from any prior whatever, flings or anything else to come up there and say they had a vested interest in it. So it's in Troy's name, Al's name, and my name. Well, once you file the death certificate, Al fell off of the deed, so it's Troy and me. The house across the street that my daughter lives in, was the three of us, and that's now Laura and me. And the only reason that was because it's got a mortgage on it, so you have to leave it kind of like that. Then, the the new house on the 8 acres, that's bank's going to come get. I mean, if anything were to happen to me, that's where it's headed right now. However, I took out, I must be insurance crazy, because I took out enough insurance to pay that thing off so it would stay in the family, and they're supposed to keep it for people to come and visit. It's a party house. Technically had one master bedroom and an office. So it's a party house. So then your utilities and electric things, I briefly went into that with you guys, that you need to make sure. Now mine was easy. Gulf Power was real easy because both our names are on it, and mine went straight through. Mary Ann's was through a cooperative. So the cooperative, he had stock like in that, or points, or whatever you want to say. So she couldn't just automatically take that over. They had to cancel that account. She doesn't get the points, which is confusing to me because it says beneficiary. She didn't get those points, or money, or whatever it was, like $2,500. She doesn't get that, but it attaches to now her account, and her beneficiary is going to get it. I don't understand that, but that's what is happening with her with that stupid stuff. So she had to open up another account. And they threatened to turn off the phone, and they threatened to do this, and they threatened to do that. And she even went to the bank. Here's another thing, your bank account. Al and I had bank